the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias Podcast with Lydell Dinero and Hugo Twilight.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lydell Dinero. It's time for another episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, starring yours truly, Lydell Dinero, and AKA, you know what I'm saying? We here today to talk some extra special. You knew I was gonna say that. I always say extra special, but you know, it's time for another review of Moon Knight. Moon Knight episode 3 was released this Wednesday, so we got to review it. Of course, we're gonna sprinkle in a couple of pop culture topics, and you know, let y'all drip off into the night, or in the morning, or into the rest of the day, or whatever y'all doing today. So whenever y'all listen to it, y'all better be listening to it. It's the Best of Bias Podcast. So we're gonna get right into it. What's up, AK? How you feeling today?
Chilling, pretty much.
That's how you feeling? You feeling chilling?
I'm feeling like I'm chilling.
You feeling like you chilling, man? I'm chilling too, man. Now that I'm off of work, I'm happy to be here with y'all, to spit some knowledge, man. I've been thinking about what to talk about with y'all all day, man. So I'm just happy to unpack it here. I'm finally here to talk about it. So let's start with some topics, man. These work weeks. Speaking of work, California is thinking of passing a bill to make work weeks in California only 4 days. How do you feel about that? 4-day work weeks, probably 10-hour days if you try to get that 40 hours in still. But how do you feel about this proposed bill?
Sounds pretty dope. I wish they was doing that shit back when I was trying to stay in this damn state.
Right, you're moving to Indiana now. You gotta hope they doing that shit over. Well, they're probably not gonna do that shit over there.
I doubt it.
Yeah, where I work, you're probably not even gonna fucking be able to do it. Like I feel like in the medical field and a couple of places, you're not even gonna be able to work 4-day work weeks.
Oh yeah, there's hella fields that don't they're exempt from that. So
It's like gonna be hella people working just be jealous.
law enforcement, yeah, firemen, all that shit. They can't just be like, yeah, nah, we ain't working those days.
Doctors, teachers. It is kind of. I guess it's in the works, but I don't know. I know Amazon ain't fucking with that shit either. Jeff Bezos, like, y'all niggas working Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I wish I could make up a day to make y'all work more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I feel like I need to work 4 days in the week. I don't know if I can do 10 hours though. Have you worked 10 hours before?
I work 16.
Whoa. How many lunches? You have 2 lunches?
Yeah.
2 hours?
No.
2:30s?
2:30s and was it 3:15s? Something like that.
God damn.
Yeah, if you got somebody who like you work with a pool, they'll let you put those 15s together. But
30-minute lunches is shitty.
oh yeah.
I just started to appreciate these hour lunches. I used to be hella mad about it because I have to say I work longer, but fuck. You take a little hour nap or do something for an hour and come back to work, it feels like a whole new day, kind of, right? But that 30 feels like a 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Yeah.
This last place I was at, there was cats. I don't like we weren't getting paid shit, but there was no shine to any of them, or not shine to no shade to any of them if they're watching this, but they motherfuckers was doing like 24-hour shifts sometimes. Only like one person I know was just one of the dudes I'm cool with. He was getting paid enough to where it made sense for him to do it. But the rest of them was getting like $15 an hour or something like that doing that shit. And I'm like, it's not really making sense. But
yeah, I mean,
they did for it was an easy ass job. Don't get me wrong, hella easy, especially during the pandemic. Ain't nobody there, so I can understand why they would stay there that long. I mean, I can't, but
no way.
It was easy. I can understand why, because like it was like areas where you can just go and crash out at. I would do that. So if you're doing like the position where you're walking around, run through the building real quick, give everybody their breaks for real, and then you go crash out somewhere.
I feel it.
Yeah, it was like it's floors where like PlayStation was everywhere. You can see like it looked pretty. Some floors were pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
The PlayStation floors, but that place was kind of whack though. To be honest, I wouldn't want to be there that long.
Yeah. It's wild, man. I don't understand how people do it. Kudos to the people that do that work overnight and shit like that. 24 hours, man. That's how many like breaks do you get on a 24-hour shift? Like, is it?
I mean, technically, like I don't know how many you fucking get to be honest,
Yeah,
but
that's crazy. Think about it.
that's
You have
that's
to
one of the
sleep.
things.
You
Yeah,
have
that's
to
one of
sleep
the
at
things.
some
You
point.
have to sleep. So like, I think legally that's not even legal, but I think if the person volunteers for it, they can do it.
That's some wild shit. And speaking
Yeah.
of wild shit, let's talk about some tragic events that happened out in Miami here. Well, not here because we don't live in Miami. But what's this girl's name? This her name is Courtney Taylor. Um, I guess she's like some influencer on Instagram. She stabbed her boyfriend, Christian Obumseli, 27 years old, stabbed him in the chest once on April 3rd, in what Miami police say was a domestic violence dispute. People are kind of just saying that it wasn't that at all. He wasn't violent at all. I guess they were in a happy relationship. They're still trying to figure out what happened and why the stabbing happened. But I guess there was a video going around of the girl who was actually accused of stabbing her boyfriend at a bar out in Miami. And this girl put her on camera, was like, "Why are you out drinking at the bar after being accused of stabbing your boyfriend?" You know what I'm saying? She's like, "You need to
Damn.
leave." Yeah, she was like, "You need to leave." And the girl actually got up, and a guy kind of escorted her out. But the fact that she's out of jail and not in custody
Yeah.
right now after her boyfriend being stabbed, and she
To
was
death.
found at the scene
Stabbed to
covered in
death.
blood. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you feel
Yeah.
about that? How do you feel about that? Do you think it's just that she can just walk around freely? Like,
Yeah,
what's going on?
that just shows you like America how it is. It just sometimes certain people get certain privileges. I don't know
Yeah,
a
that
better
is
way to put
wild.
it.
Yeah, man.
But I heard
Yeah.
that he was like one of them dudes that was like talking bad on black women or some shit. So I don't know. I think I heard that he was saying that he would never date a black woman.
Hmm.
That's some shit. But nothing wrong with dating, other races, but don't denounce dating like your own race. And if you don't want to date them, just don't mention it. There's no point in mentioning it. But
I feel like
you
in
know,
this instance, that doesn't really matter. And the fact
huh?
that I said, I feel like in this instance, it doesn't really matter. Well,
No,
unless,
I mean that was just like a situation where like he brought it up, so now the sympathy aspect of it for him is like kind of like, well, okay, this is kind of the situation of what you get from thinking a certain way. But I don't think that would happen. I think it's like no matter race, what person is, it shows that these kind of actions come from them,
yeah.
because you hear about people saying that, I don't know. I've heard it growing up where I've had friends who parents wouldn't want them dating black people because, oh yeah, black people are violent or whatnot. But it's like, no, I mean, I've heard about people who've been in relationships with white people and there's been domestic violence, blacks, Asians, everything. So
Hmm.
that shit's a universal thing. So for him to go out and denounce the shit, I don't know. And I mean, the only reason I bring that up is that was the only thing that I've heard about this, where somebody was speaking on him being going. I guess, yeah, his controversy first was him coming out saying that and getting, I don't know, getting talked about that, and then right after he did that, this happens to him.
Hmm.
So
That's crazy. Either way, rest in peace him, and hope they figure out some more information about why. They did try to pin it as he was kind of abusive. There was some domestic dispute going on, and he made threats toward her that made her feel unsafe. But that's just kind of an easy way to pin a murder on. I mean, try to get somebody off of murder, especially a blonde white woman who killed a black man. It's easy to say something crazy like that in order for her to get off,
but
which is wild.
yeah, where did they get that from? That information? That was just like information that hearsay, or do they actually have like her going and like filing like a police report or something?
None of that has really came to light yet. Nothing really has come out about the situation. It's just the police are saying that it was a domestic dispute.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So
But,
yeah,
but did she tell you? I'm assuming she bailed out, right? So they
right,
must.
right. And reports are obviously going to come out and spin it the way they want to make it sound and I think that's what was really coming out. It was like he a lot, you know how they do after the fact. They're like, oh, he was violent. This is this and this and this, and she was trying to get out of a relationship. He didn't want to let it go, type shit. I don't remember those are the exact words, but I feel like they're still trying to frame it as he was like a super bad guy, and she stabbed him in order to get out of like a relationship that was abusive, type shit.
Weren't they both like somewhat internet famous? I'm not
I
sure,
think
but
she was. They said that she didn't even go by her real name as her social kind of like moniker.
I don't
Same
remember what
first
it was.
name, different last name. So I don't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, I don't know. Let me see if I can find it.
Because the video I heard when they were talking about it was just mainly referring to him.
Oh yeah, it says Courtney Clenny, known to her social media fans as Courtney Taylor, stabbed
Okay.
Christian Toby Obaselli, 27, once in the chest on April 3rd during police in Miami are saying a domestic dispute. So I don't know. As more
Well,
details.
I mean, I guess they got to say that because regardless of what it was, they were in a relationship and she stabbed him, so it has to be a domestic dispute, right there, unless it was an accident.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It was
but
shit. It was a death shot, whatever it was, because it was one stab and
yeah, to the
killed him.
chest. That's
Yeah.
like, I'm assuming it was a kitchen knife, so everybody knows that the chest is where the heart's at. You stab him there. It was intent to kill.
Hmm.
I don't understand why somebody could be who've done that and fatally killed somebody or stabbed somebody is free. I don't
Yeah,
get
and
it.
walking around having drinks at a bar at a hotel. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? It's wild.
I don't get it.
Yeah. So as more details come out, I'm sure Best of Bias listeners will get them to you, so you guys can find out some more details as we could. I mean, as we do, because we both, heard little bits and pieces about the story, and it kind of just comes out, how media does. I'm gonna say that all the time. You know how media does. We are media as well, so we all try to put our spins on it to make it sound good. You know what I'm saying? To make people get interested in the story. So as more details come out, we'll get some more factual information to you, so you guys can get caught up as we do. Moving on to RIP to the brother out there. What was his name? Sorry, I gotta check that name again. Christian, young Toby. Rest in peace to my dog out there. But yeah, sad to see young lives lost, man.
That's crazy.
Speaking of young lives being lost, Dwayne Haskins, rest in peace, passed away. I think over this past weekend. It was, I think it was out there in Florida. He was jogging. He was out there working out with his teammates. He plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers now. Was first round draft pick for the now Washington football team. Actually, now Washington Commanders. Actually, they're not the football team anymore. They're Commanders. But yeah, he was training out there with the Steelers, and I guess that he was jogging early morning out there on like a highway type of deal, and was hit by a dump truck out there and was killed. And everybody was out there, sports world, family, I'm sure, was devastated. Everybody is devastated to hear this. 24 years old, turning 25 May 3rd. Life lost way too soon. It was crazy. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, that's just fucked up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad shit. I mean, that's on a different spectrum, because this man had like a super promising future.
Mm-hmm.
That's super sad.
Yeah, I'm saying still hella young. It didn't work out for him like when he first got drafted on the Washington football team, but as he, progressed, he still had time to get older and progress. He was going to be in a quarterback competition with Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph this year. See who can take the reins, unless somebody got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. So it's going to be interesting to see. People are already trying to throw the bust label on him. This was redemption for him. He was going to get a chance to compete, and sadly, this had to happen. You know what I'm saying? Everybody said he was the nicest guy, infectious smile. He actually had a couple of videos while he was training out there with running back Najee Harris, who's actually from out here in Antioch. They was filming videos and stuff, and then the next morning he was gone. The players were devastated. It was crazy. Man. And also it was crazy because like one of the more heralded sports reporters, NFL sports reporters, Adam Schefter, posted, one of the first people to post that he passed away, getting hit by a car or a dump truck or whatever. But he put in the Twitter post, he was like, first round quarterback who didn't make it with the Washington football team, and it was down and out on his second, try with the Pittsburgh Steelers, was tragically hit by a truck this morning. You know what I'm saying? Kind of dissing him in the first half. It wasn't that word for word, but it was something basically like that. And it's pretty much talking shit about him in the beginning, but at the end of it, trying to say, oh, he tragically got hit. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to be the first person to post some shit without being sensitive to what actually happened. These players are more than just, content for you to post online and be the first person to get the hot scoop on. You know what I'm saying? People's families have to be out here. They're going to see this stuff. You might have been the person that broke it. Your families probably don't even know about it yet because early in the morning, and Adam Schefter might have got this news and just posted that shit being hella disrespectful. And their family has to look at that shit on there. You know what I mean? It was just wild.
Yeah.
And then
true.
This dude named Gil Brandt was on a radio show talking shit as well. This old ass dude. He was like, yeah, guys like that are actually living to die, that don't go to school for 4 years, that don't play quarterback or stay in school for 4 years because he wasn't ready to come out. He wasn't developed as well. And he should have stayed there 4 years and developed and became ready to actually go to the NFL. If not, he was just destined for this to happen. Kind of talking out the side of his ass, old ass white dude talking kind of shit, kind of sound hella racist at the same time as him kind of like shitting on Dwayne Haskins, and he passed away. It's just hella insensitive. And it kind of goes to show how some of these media pundits just treat these players and athletes as little pieces on a chessboard to get them popular, get them money, and to promote their content and shit. Shit's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any of those things, but yeah, to say that, to blame the death of the person on them for jogging makes no fucking sense.
Right.
Just because the man was jogging, like, okay, yeah, he may have been like not come out and performing how they expected him to. I don't think that's any reason for a person to feel like, I don't understand how that would even matter.
Yeah, how's that even relevant? Yeah, it's like,
when you're jogging, it's like you're jogging, you got hit by a truck. Why does the fact that he may have been sad and down and out because he didn't do good at the last football team, or why he left college a year earlier? I don't know why any of that matters.
Yeah, there has been a lot of different storylines that kind of tried to were molded as, again, before information really came out as to what actually happened. People were trying to say that he's so down and out about him not being a starting quarterback that he ran onto the freeway and just was kind of standing there. People were saying all kind of shit, coming up with hella different assumptions, of course, because they don't know exactly what happened. It only wasn't until today I actually heard that he was jogging on the side of a road when a dump truck actually hit him. So I want to see how liable this dump truck person is actually going to be for this fucking accident.
Was other people with him?
I don't think while he was jogging. I think it was only him.
Oh shit! Well, he might say he was jogging too close to the freeway or something.
Yeah. So we will actually never know what happened with that, which is really sad. But rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. Blessings to his family. Yeah, he just got married last year in March. So it's just wild and really sad to hear a life going way too soon. 24, about to turn 25 on May 3rd, just a month from his birthday. But man, rest in peace, Dwayne Haskins. Next topic here. Actually, I forgot to talk about it while we were talking about. We didn't talk about Cam Newton yet, actually. So Cam Newton's interview, $1 million worth of game. Cam Newton was kind of under fire by the women community right now. For some comments he had on $1 million worth of game, he was talking about how women all want to be bad bitches now, and no women really want to have the old school values of women back in the day, basically of how to treat a man. He said something around the lines of they want to be so independent they feel like they don't need a man, and they kind of forgot how to treat a man. And he's also, what were some of the examples of what he said that women forgot how to do? It was to cook. Cook was one. Yeah. He was like, they're so interested in being bad bitches. He said, not calling them bitches in the sense of bitches, but in the sense of bad chick, hot chick, hot
boss
stuff.
Bitches, he said.
Exactly. Boss bitches. Trying to boss up, that they kind of lost the other values, such as cooking. and know how to treat or to value a man because you're so intent on doing for yourself and building yourself up.
And allow the thing about it, I think he said allow a man to lead too or something like that.
Yeah, he said allow a man to lead.
Yeah, which
my thing, he said know when to be quiet. That was like, damn, can't.
well, I mean, that is true though. You can't get mad about that because that he's speaking more of like, at least what I'm thinking of is like whenever, and maybe it's from my experience, when you're around women who maybe it's more black women, I don't know, but it's not that many black women. I mean, it's not like all black women. It's just a lot of times when shit gets provoked, they just get loud, and instead of just like staying back and being quiet and let it just pass, basically saying acting on emotions.
Right.
Learning how not to act on emotions. I see that a lot, and I can only say black women because I mean I'm not around white women, so I don't know. I don't know white women.
I feel that for sure. But I think he was kind of more so still talking about the whole bad bitch mentality. He feels
I'm just saying. So I'm talking about those type of women.
Okay.
Those particular type of women are the type that you always see where. I mean, the best example are those housewife movie shows or something like that. I never watched
Desperate
too many of them, but
Real Housewives.
Yeah, the way like they're out there, like just whenever they get upset, they just act with their emotions and start throwing shit and acting crazy and shit. And half the time it's probably for the camera, but I mean, I've actually seen that in real life, so it's
I feel like it's kind of like the male's equivalent to a tough guy. You know what I mean? A bad bitch is gonna, when somebody tries to press her, she's gonna try to go back at. She ain't gonna go for no shit. She's gonna go back at her. That's kind of like when a male's are disrespected, and if he's supposed to be a man, then he's gonna act on that disrespect and not be disrespected. I kind of feel like it goes both ways, but it's like an.
I mean, yeah, no, 100%. But I mean, a lot of times when it comes to men and women, like with the man, if I'm talking to another man, it would take a lot more for me to raise to that potential to get up and want to actually bump with somebody at go shoulders, because I know that there's that threat of violence there.
Yeah.
With a man. But with women, a lot of times they don't have that threat of violence, so it takes a lot less for them to just react on something. They can flip on anything if they feel like it's disrespectful. But a lot of times, a man can hear something that's disrespectful and be like, "That's not enough for me to give a fuck about it,"
Right.
And a lot of times, like I know, for example, my cousin, his wife's sister, used to have a big husband. I don't think I ever got married, but I know their boyfriend. He was their boyfriend, big dude. And she used to purposely go out there and start shit, just knowing because he was a big motherfucker and could fight, that he would handle the situation, and that shit made him miserable.
Yeah.
Shit, we're talking about Cam Newton, right?
Cam
Newton, yeah, with the situation with his with him saying that sometimes women should know when to not speak or be quiet or something like that. And I was saying that I think it was referring to more of like simply because you have a lot of women now who speak. It's not like they speak out of place, but they speak in like aggressively in situations that can provoke the threat of violence for their man or whatnot. And it's like they don't. A lot of times it's like, oh, well, you're supposed to defend me, but it's like, yeah, but you shouldn't be putting me in situations where I should have to defend you out there. That's more of like for if that situation arises, but if you're actively out there just not giving a shit and just, well, he ain't gonna punch me, yeah, but he might punch a dude. Because I mean, there's situations where I'm out there where like a little kid's being fucking annoying or somebody and like, where the fuck is your dad at? Yeah, where the fuck is your boyfriend at? So I can beat his ass real quick.
Yeah, I feel you. But yeah, he's been accepted a different. It's been taken just a bad way. I think he's been getting a bad rap with women lately, especially since he's not the Cam Newton of old, starting quarterback of old in the NFL, making big moves. They're taking shots at him and trying to kick him while he's down. But Cam Newton's just trying to get a job as a quarterback in the NFL right now. He doesn't need the women brigade jumping on him, holding him back from getting the job. So he needs to just calm it down a little bit with the interviews. That way, until he gets a job. Because I don't know. Some of the comments, they weren't probably bad in nature, but the way they were cut up and presented, they look kind of bad, especially in the Twitter sphere. It was looking kind of crazy out there for your players. So, you might want to tone it down a little bit. And speaking of tone it down, this next topic is kind of funny. Gillie the King now is beefing with Wiz Khalifa over videos and stuff that Wiz Khalifa's posting on his Instagram and his social medias. I guess Wiz Khalifa's in it. He's actually been in this for a while now, kind of this workout kick. He's been doing a lot of MMA workouts and has been working out a lot. But as of recently, he's been working out in like workout shorts that basically look like draws. And they basically are draws because they only go up.
They are. They don't look like
Yeah, they pretty
draws.
much draws because they don't go really much past his upper thigh. And yeah, you're seeing a little print. I don't know, and you're kind of. I can feel Gillie in some kind of sense because if you follow him, it's like if you scrolling through, it's like that's basically what he's trying to present in the picture. It don't seem like he's trying to present anything else. So he's kind of like forcing you to be like, hey. Look at this shit.
Look at me in my draws. I'm at the gym, but I'm in my draws at the gym.
Exactly. That's why it's like it's kind of crazy. And Gillie was actually just kidding, and it says, "Bruh, I'm gonna have to unfollow you, bruh. If every day I come on the gram and you give me strapping ball action." He was like, "Man, ball in the corner pocket action. Yeah, I love you, man. I'm still bumping black and yellow, and till I see you again. But I can't wake up every day and see you in your drawers, man. I'm gonna have to unfollow you." And then I guess Wiz Khalifa would kind of take it a little more serious and was like, he wasn't really tripping about, Wiz Khalifa's aspect and approached everything just kind of whatever kind of type shit. But then I guess all of a sudden, Gillie the Kid's Instagram got actually deactivated for bullying, I guess. Yeah, and he was kind of citing that Wiz Khalifa got his Instagram taken down. And he was I guess Wiz Khalifa didn't like that too much because it kind of hurt his persona of being the cool guy that don't really care about much. And it seems like now he's actually really tripping about what Gillie is saying. Because Gillie does have a big platform and a lot of followers. So if people kind of like change people's views on Wiz Khalifa, that can hurt his brand. So I guess Wiz Khalifa reached out to Gillie, kind of telling him to chill out with the comments and maybe if they sit and talk or something like that, he can get his Instagram back. But in Wiz Khalifa's words, he was just he didn't get it deactivated at all, and he was trying to help him get it back. But in Gillie's words, he did get it deactivated, and Wiz Khalifa gave him an ultimatum to try to kind of get his Instagram back. How'd you feel about that situation?
Yeah, I seen a little video Gillie was saying. He was like, you hurt my feelings or whatnot. And I mean, yeah, like you're a grown ass man. I'm sorry, Wiz. You're a grown ass dude. Like hurting your feelings, so you gonna complain and get to do like hack or some shit.
Yeah, getting this shit taken down is crazy because that's gonna be celebrities' livelihood, basically.
Yeah,
all their followers and their marketing.
He just did a show with them recently. He know what the humor is like. I don't understand why he would like not understand their humor. It's like the same kind of humor that we have at home and shit. Me and my brothers and shit. So it's like, I mean, my brothers, my nephews, all of us, we always talk shit about each other.
Yeah, and it wasn't even hard.
It wasn't. It was what's up? Motherfuckers is too sensitive now. Right. Will Smith smacking motherfuckers because he's sensitive about
G.I. Jane jokes and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like motherfuckers too sensitive nowadays.
I said this yesterday when I was watching basketball with my mom. I said, look like Kevin Durant had alopecia all his life, and people have been making fun of him forever about his haircut. Do you see him slap anybody in the mouth?
They've been making fun of fucking LeBron about his hairline forever.
Yeah, and his bald spot, his alopecia. Men get alopecia at 45 all our lives.
I was gonna say Tory Lanez, but he was accused of shooting somebody in the foot. But
yeah, and he actually got handcuffed and taken to jail.
Yeah, but it wasn't for that. That was for something totally different. He got handcuffed for.
Well, it was related because he wasn't supposed to reference her like talk about her in social media, and he did.
That's a violation.
Yeah. So it was kind of related in a way because it's related to the case. But not to get too far off of that. I hope they mend because they're both two really cool people. Gillie is hella funny. Wiz Khalifa, of course, is a cool ass dude. And he makes hella money annually. He's always on the top 10 list of rappers that made some money each year. So even though he's not putting out hella music, he obviously got something going that's making some money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I was watching videos. He had 3 girls just fucking twerking and shit all the way in the car first, and the next video that was in his house, the next video that was next to his son. I don't know how old the son is, but he's maybe 12 or something like that. Son is dancing with him and shit. And I'm like, okay. Then they go back to twerking after that. It's like, okay.
That's hella
He having
funny.
fun. Yeah, I don't think he caring too much about this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel it. That's tight though. It's good to see celebrity kids grow up and be a little different because celebrity kids back in the day were nuts.
Yeah.
We're pretty nuts. Pretty nuts. So but you ready to get into this Moon Knight episode? You know why the people are here.
I mean, we see up the boxing and shit, didn't we?
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, let's talk about the boxing.
Yeah.
I always forget about your boxing shit. My
First
bad, dog. My bad,
we got
dog.
we got the Aerosmith and Ugas fight coming up, and
Mm-hmm.
Ugas is a decent fighter. I mean, he's one of them technical fighter. There's a lot of fighters out of Cuba who are real good for like being more technical, slick fighters.
Mm-hmm.
Cuba is kind of known for that, and it's funny because I think they recently allowed fighters from Cuba to start boxing because for the longest they couldn't. So Ugas had to actually escape from Cuba. I think it was like 15 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
but he had to escape from Cuba so he can actually fight professionally.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's legal. I think they just recently made it legal for them to go out and actually fight professionally. So they're saying that it's a lot of Cuban talent who, basically haven't been able to show their talent.
Mm-hmm.
Now are gonna be able to go pro. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, but as far as this fight, I mean, I'm leaning towards Errol Spence definitely with that one, and we'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully he's 100% like he says he is. And he goes in there and I don't know. I mean, I think Ugas fight against Pacquiao was good, but I thought it was more Pacquiao was a little bit slower and like he was explosive, but his explosions were like short lived. It wasn't like it used to be. He'd go in and like now he was only throwing like one or two or three punches before he'd go in with like a bunch of fucking combos. But Ugas, use that jab well. We'll see what happens here though, because Errol Spence got a good ass jab, and I'm leaning towards him more.
Mm-hmm.
What have you like seen any of the fights, either of them fight?
No. Oh,
You
you talking
never
about
saw
Errol Spence? No, yeah,
or
I've seen Errol
Ugas?
Spence fight. Not
Never.
Ugas. I think I've seen that fight. If he fought against Pacquiao recently,
Yeah, he did.
I think I might have seen some highlights from that fight.
Okay. He also fought against Sean Porter a
Mhm.
couple years back, and that was a pretty good fight. I thought it was one of those. Sean Porter has a lot of fights that could go either way. I mean, he's a good fighter, but I don't know, his accuracy with punches aren't that great. So a lot of times it looks like he's doing a lot, but he's missing.
Mhm.
So a lot of his fights are really really close. He has very few fights where he just goes in there and completely just dominates anybody with like devastating blows.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Him and Ugas had a fight. Sean Porter won, I believe, but Ugas, it was a close fight.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think it was that fight where they had to cut Sean Porter's hair or some stupid shit. I forgot what it was. I think so he can weigh, so he
Oh
can make
yeah,
weight.
that makes sense.
Yeah. But I don't know. That's a good one. Then there was a fight last weekend with this dude named Erickson Lubin,
Mhm.
who he's a pretty good fighter. He only had one defeat before that, where it was a flash knockout in the first round. I forgot how many, like the first minute or something like that. The first round with Charlo. I forgot which Charlo brother it was, but that was his first defeat. He was undefeated before that. Only been fighting for like 3 years, I think, professionally. And after that fight, went on winning. I think he won like 6 in a row. And then this Saturday, he fought against this dude who's like 6'7", named was it Sebastian Fundora or something like that? Fundora.
Mhm.
And
Tall, skinny motherfucker.
yeah, it was a good ass fight, a great fight, but he left his face swollen. So the Erickson Lubin guy ended up getting beat. Everybody thought Erickson Lubin was gonna win, but
Mhm.
I mean, the guy he's fighting against is 6'7". They both, I think it was like at 140 pounds, something like that,
What
wasn't
the
it?
fuck? How you 6'7", 140?
Yeah, it's some crazy. You saw the pictures of SK. He like
Yeah.
tall and lanky,
That's
super
nuts.
long arms. Terrence Crawford was saying that he's pretty much the cheat code because he's like the player you would make in fight night if you would just like push all the stats, all the make him as light as you can, but make him as tall and lanky as you could. And that's pretty much like a cheat code fighter.
Yeah. Oh
But
fuck.
it was a good fight. You know, they both, like, I think it was the first or second round. I forgot it was. Lubin ended up getting knocked down, and it was like he almost got knocked out. It was a nice clip to the chin, but he wasn't like defending himself good. I don't know what it was. Like maybe he was just overwhelmed with the weight and the height of the dude, but he wasn't like fighting like he normally does, and pretty much got like a flash hit right in the chin where he just collapsed. And I thought it was gonna be over after that, but he got back up and held on and stayed alive, you know, throughout the fight. And then like I think it was in the ninth, the seventh, and I forgot what, I think it was the seventh round. He ended up just exploding and just like throwing a Hail Mary of punches at that dude and made him take a knee. And that's pretty much a knockdown. So they both had a knockdown, but by that point, the fight was like majority with the big dude, because you know Lubin would throw punches, hard punches, and they would connect a lot. It was fuck the body up, but it was just like for every one punch Lubin threw, the other dude threw like 10. That's what it felt like.
Damn.
Yeah, because he was just throwing uppercuts to his face, because uppercuts were landing directly where Lubin's face was. So he would he would just throw a bunch of them, and though he blocks them, he'll block maybe 5 of them motherfuckers, but 4 or 3 of them would get through, and they'd be hard. So by that time, his face was just swollen as fuck. Nose was already broken. By the time the fight was over, you couldn't even recognize him. It was like he was completely like it was like that Martin, huh?
Yeah, when he fought Hagler.
Was it Hearns he fought? No, I
thought
he fought.
It was Hearns. It was Hearns. Yeah, Hitman Hearns.
Nah. Yeah, Tommy Hitman Hearns. Yeah, I thought it was. Yeah, but
knocked his ass up into the wall.
Yeah, it was a sad fight to see. That was one of them hard ones to watch, because I was rooting for Erickson Lubin. I rooted for him even when he fought Charlo, even though I'm a Charlo fan. But I was still always
move your hands in front of your face.
Oh, my bad. But yeah, nah. I was rooting for Lubin, even back then when he fought against Charlo. Always do. I'm rooting for him still, and hopefully he popped back. But I've only saw that Sebastian dude fight like one other fight, so I never really paid attention to him. But I'm gonna start looking at him now to see how he does now, because now I'm sure people gonna be checking for him. He's at
106-7.
Yeah, and that fight was actually a title eliminator for for whoever wins out of who's his next fight coming up? Charlo versus Castaño. That's what it is. Yeah. So another one of the same Charlo brother. He's actually fighting against this dude named Castaño, who they fought before, and I think they got a draw, so they're fighting again. Whoever wins that fight gets to fight the person who just won out of this fight, which is the tall dude.
Yeah, fuck.
So yeah, but they're both a little taller. Okay. No, Castaño's shorter, but Charlo's a little taller. So Charlo's maybe like 6'1" or 6 foot. I can't remember exactly.
That's 6 inches. That's just crazy.
Yeah, but he's closer than like fucking Erickson Lubin was. Like, I gotta look it up, but I think Erickson Lubin was like maybe 5'9", 5'10". Not that, yeah. So
yeah,
but
damn, almost a full foot taller than this man. I feel that.
Yeah, it's a crazy ass advantage to have, to be that tall and still have nice pop in your punches. He's not like lanky and slow with his punches. He's actually pretty good. He's actually a good boxer. He was raised in a boxing family, so yeah. Fuck, they're both from Florida too. Erickson Lubin and Sebastian Fedora. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes now. So
I feel that.
Crazy fight though. You should watch the fight. It's a crazy fight.
I'll check it out for sure. Check it out. And a lot of that UFC fights this weekend was off the chain too. I'm not even gonna really get into it because I really don't remember all the names and who fought. I know Korean Zombie got his ass whooped by somebody.
I'm surprised he's still fighting. He's been fighting for years.
I know what's his name? Freaking, it was the brothers. They're 2 Brazilian brothers. I remember one of them fought. I think he fought. I don't know if he fought Izzy Adesanya, or he might have fought Max Holloway. Fuck, I forgot his name. But anyway, that's why I wanted to kind of skip it. But anyways, let's get into this Moon Knight. Shout out to everybody who fought this weekend, got their ass whooped. Damn, ice up, live to fight another day. But for the
Yeah,
Moon Knight, we in
bro.
episode 3, man. This shit is getting better and better each episode. I'm excited to see what's happening in the next episode. But this episode, aka, how'd you feel about it? I forgot. I don't know the name of this episode either.
I
But
think it was
episode.
the good ones or something, or
Okay.
the nice ones or something. I think it was referring to the gods.
Right.
Like I'm thinking, that's my mind says like these because they showed gods in this one and kind of didn't show them, but they referred to more of them. And I think they're saying like those are the nice ones. Maybe the one that's coming out that they're trying to set free is not the nice one. But nah, overall it was a good episode. I liked it. I liked
Mhm.
where they show more of Mark Spector, like actually fighting and being Mark Spector. Because
Mhm.
you've always said like for the first couple of them you've seen Steven and now they're switching over to him. But and he's having blackouts. And it's kind of like the same story because when Steven was having blackouts, he didn't know anything about Mark. And
Right.
then Mark popped up. And now Mark is having blackouts, and him and Steven have no idea who the fuck is the person killing people and shit when they
Right.
come to.
Yeah.
So that's pretty dope. I wish they would have made because I know in the comic I was reading that Mark Spector is supposed to be like a really good fighter himself without the suit, and they made him by really I'm really good. I mean like he's supposed to be like Daredevil level and shit like that, Batman level shit fighting. I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't want to say the Shang-Chi level, but pretty much he's supposed to be a good ass fighter without the suit. So with the suit, he's supposed to be even that much better. But on here, they made it where he was a good fighter, but he wasn't like that good to where fucking Daredevil or somebody would have took them three dudes down with no problem, like instantly.
Right.
And it took him like a little while to actually
I
take
think
them
it might
down.
have though because Steven kept interfering every time he started to fight somebody and actually start whooping their ass. He's like getting his
He
head, telling
didn't.
him to stop.
It didn't interfere that enough to where like because he interfered like after the fight had been going on for a good like 30 seconds, which is
But he was
the
getting
fight.
it in with everybody. You saw him take the gun from dude at the sarcophagus. He was about to get down, but there's like elements to where it was like stopping him. I feel like if it wasn't Steven, it was what's her name? Layla
No,
being there.
I'm talking about when he was on the roof. I'm talking about.
Oh, in the last episode?
Oh, that's the episode we just watched where he was on the roof
Oh,
fighting
yeah,
those
yeah,
dudes.
yeah. I think he
Yeah,
was getting off still when he was fighting 3
he
dudes.
he was getting off, but I'm saying like it wasn't like like if it was somebody
They
like
had
I mentioned before,
knives.
they had knives. But if it was Daredevil, he would have broke them down quick.
I know, but
One of them was a kid.
yeah,
He would
and he even slapped him instead of punching him. You see him pull his punch.
he
He
did,
was
but I
getting
mean
off.
he was getting off. But I felt like it was like three people who should have been easy for. It would have been easy for somebody like Daredevil or Black Widow or what's his name again? The fucking Hawkeye. One of them would have broke them. They'd have broke those three dudes down like instantly.
But I mean, and he kind of did. But once they got up,
That fight,
Steven
that fight,
switched.
that
Steven
fight
switched
scene.
in his head and he stopped. And then he switched over to Jake and he was like, he stabbed him up. And when he turned up, because he was fighting them, beating their ass, he was about to kill one for information. And then Steven hopped in and he was in a taxi driving away. And then he saw him coming out
Yeah,
of a store.
but I mean
And
that fight scene was like a whole minute long. I'm saying they would have broke that shit down like one person, one hit per person.
I don't know. I don't think you're not giving him enough credit. They got to show how skilled he is. He was dodging knife blows. One had a machete. Like, come on now. You got to give him some credit.
I'm saying he was skilled, but I'm saying he wasn't on like Black Widow or Hawkeye level or nothing like that, or he wasn't on Daredevil or nothing. He was on like shit.
I give him better than Hawkeye.
I would give him Iron Man or what's Iron Man's name? Fucking
Tony Stark.
Tony Stark without the suit.
No way. No way.
I would give
That's
him
cold. That's cold,
that. I would
buddy.
give him that.
But that scene was kind of epic though, because he was fighting him at one point, and then Steven tried to let him go. And then he saw him on the streets, got out and chased him as Mark Spector again. And then the next scene, he had killed two of them and had one. And yeah, Jake Lockley is gonna be some kind of motherfucker. I feel like, because I remember that scene where he was drinking at the pyramids and shit. I think we've seen Jake a couple of times already.
But is Jake Lockley? Isn't he like supposed to be a cab driver though?
Right, but I still feel like they're gonna give him like the more suave personality, since he's probably the one that asked that girl out at the museum.
Yeah, it may be, and also maybe he's gonna be the real Mr. Knight because I don't like the fact that they got Stephen being Mr. Knight, because Mr. Knight's
Right.
supposed to be a whole different persona. So
Yeah, that's just crazy. When he when he took over, when he was fighting at the sarcophagus place, and he was like, take a suit, or take over when he got snapped up.
I don't
That
know
shit was
why the fuck does he keep trying to jump in? He knows the situation, what's going on. Why does he keep trying to get in?
because he's trying to he's trying to make Mark stop being violent.
Yeah,
Every time he was fighting somebody, he would try to
but
either that or
motherfuckers who's shooting guns at them though.
Yeah,
like, so it's like
it's the worst times for sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
So like,
if I was him, I would try to stay away from mirrors as much as possible. You know what I mean?
Sometimes he has no choice, but yeah.
He just looks, and when he looks at it, this when they switch. But I like how in this episode we did get some instances to where they were working together and switching back and forth, using Steven's skills for some things and using Mark Spector's skills for some things. That was pretty dope. How'd you like the summoning of the gods and got to see everybody else's avatars? How'd you feel about that part?
I was mad that there was only one black avatar for all the Egyptian gods. I mean, there they go again. I don't know, but I mean, it was still cool. I wonder if that one female is gonna have a bigger role in this, because she seemed kind of interested and was extra helpful. But I don't know, maybe her god is still friends with Khonshu or some shit like she was talking about. But I mean, it was cool. But
they had sex.
They had sex.
It's the god. It's the god of love and something, and that's how she was all up on. Yeah, she was all up on him when she first met him, like talking to him right in his face. So she's seductive.
But I'm saying, like, girl. That's another thing is, where the fuck were these gods at when Thanos was fucking shit up? I'm just like question, like, because technically what they're trying to do is to Thanos level shit. Where I mean, I don't know. It might be. I mean, it's not on Thanos level, because Thanos level was the whole entire fucking universe, but this is just Earth. But they're trying to pretty much take out anybody who has committed a like heinous crime, or who might, and that could be anybody.
And it's kind of crazy though, because it's kind of a copy. It's like a copycat type of thing, because this is actually post snap. Thanos already did what you're trying to do, player. Be a little more original. Be a little more original. You know,
but there's different reasons. But I mean, it's still the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, in our reality, she depending on what she determines is killable. Because what could that old lady have done? That old lady was already old as fuck. What could she have done that would have been considered like horrible in the future that she hasn't done before? I don't understand. Like,
or she could have killed like a bunch of black people in her past or something.
But she said that she has been great. She hasn't done anything bad. Like, why would she go and do that, knowing that if she did anything bad, she would die? You know. So he said it must be something from the future. So I'm just like,
yeah.
So it's like, what is her level of like a killable sin? You know, could it be like maybe she, I don't know, accidentally ran over somebody and just left at the scene? I mean, that's bad, but
I feel like he can kill at his will, and that was kind of just showing you that sometimes he can just kill people for fun, and it's not even really judgment. Because what could she have done?
I thought that was more when he killed the dude who found the scarab, the homeless person.
And I feel like that just confirms that he can do that. It's not always judgment that kills the people. He can just kill people at his own will. But he can,
Well, he did say that he enjoyed the doing all that killing and shit on Khonshu's behalf. So yeah.
Right. And how is he able to be that avatar if Amet's like sealed somewhere and not actually active like the other gods are?
Well, I mean, maybe that's going to explain why Mark Spector is going to continue to have power after this episode. Maybe he's not going to have like the full level of power, but he's still going to have power.
In the comic, one time when Khonshu's power, when he lost it, it remained, and he actually had powers that he didn't have before.
Oh, maybe that's going to happen here too then.
Right, exactly. So something like that might happen in this one, to where he might think he's powerless, but at this moment he'll have like this power in the back of his head, and it's actually going to be way more powerful than he was before. And maybe that's when you'll see his fighting and stuff. It actually enhanced.
Well, I mean, but the fighting I was talking about was more like him, like his natural ability without any powers or any boost ups.
Well, his boost ups haven't really been displayed much yet, except for the cape. It's like has to be sentient, because they shot those bullets at it and he just reflected them back at those people.
Yeah, it's more of his healing ability, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like armor more than anything. Because all he really uses is those little crescent moon things for all his weapons. He just goes around stabbing them and throwing them and doing shit with those. So hopefully we get to see other shit soon. He usually also has like a little dart or an electric tasers kind of on his wrist, like Black Widow does and shit like that.
No, so
So
they haven't really went into any kind of depth of his other powers and stuff.
exactly. So hopefully we do get to see that.
You know, so fucked up. I'm hoping that they don't try and get rid of that just to try and make him stay away from being Batman-esque or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
That'd be fucked up if they do that.
Well, he's dope. It's like everything about it. It's like the story, the meaning behind him, where he get his powers from. It's pretty dope. It's just, I mean, only different. You only got to differentiate a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Because it is kind of like mystical. You are getting powers from like mystical beings or gods or whatever. So it's a little more than Batman is. So,
one thing I was when I was watching shit about him, like about the comic version of him, they always mention just his suit and like they don't really mention him being like powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Like having more power. They always say he's like maybe at Wolverine's strength or level or something like that.
I looked at the power spectrum.
But he was fucking when he was in the Mr. Knight suit, Steven Spector, whatever the fuck his last name is.
Grant.
He squished Stephen Grant. He squished that bumper of that car like it was nothing.
Right.
Remember?
And he grabbed that fucking fire hose thing off that thing and smacked dude in the head with it pretty easily.
That was the bumper of the car. He squeezed and smacked in the head with it.
Well, he actually also grabbed like the little fire hose, the little circle fire hose thing. He tried to smack him with it, but he grabbed it and threw it actually off his. But he also did some other shit that was pretty strength defying. Oh, he got his armor. He got knocked into the car so hard that the car moved and shit, dented in and moved a little bit. So. Yeah, I don't know. I did look at the power spectrum on fandom on his wiki or whatever. Yeah, he doesn't really. It's only like at a 3 or 4 out of like 7 being like I would say 10's the highest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't really get that much stronger. It's just the fact that his abilities as Mark Spector, enhanced by the suit, is supposed to make him because he's supposed to be an expert weapons, expert at fighting, hella different fighting styles. He's supposed to be hella, just
a mercenary and all that shit. Yeah,
a little more protected in that Moon Knight suit. So yeah, how'd you feel about? I don't know. It's kind of weird what they're kind of doing. They're trying to race to a Met's tomb before Harold gets there, and he's going to unleash her, and she's probably going to, kill a bunch of people. Judge those who she feels is unworthy and kill them and shit like that. First of all, we haven't talked about the glass in Harold's shoes. What do you think he puts glass in his shoes?
I think that was referring to the character that he is in the comics. I guess he's like a small role in the comics, but I think his character like always feels pain. So over time he just learns to love pain. Mm-hmm. So in the comic he has this whole character is changed up. So he's like basically given a new role in the show. But I think that's why they were showing that because he has like an obsession with pain. But it's funny that we're in the 3rd episode. They haven't really elaborated on that anymore.
Yeah, they haven't really done much but talk about a Met and kind of like talk about how Khonshu is kind of mischievous and is kind of outcasted by the gods and stuff for being on the side of mankind and interfering with the acts of men. So it's kind of good.
Maybe they'll say that's his punishment for his crimes in the past, and that's what he has to do to atone for what he did, so a Met won't kill him.
I feel it.
Maybe.
I feel it because and then Khonshu said Harold did say that Khonshu broke him as well. Maybe Khonshu is the cause of these split personalities, and who knows? Some people are even kind of like hypothesizing that maybe none of this is actually real, and this is all in his head. And he's at the end of the series, he'll just wake up from another dream and just like, oh shit, did this really even happen? Type shit.
Well, that's what people were saying. People believe that about the comic character too, yeah.
Yeah, because fucking Khonshu can just be making them go crazy and thinking all this shit's happening. Or Khonshu could not be real. It could be a split personality just kind of manifesting what he thinks is Khonshu. So it's all convoluted, which it can go anywhere, which I'm excited to see. I'm interested to see how long Layla sticks around. Do you think she's gonna die? I have a feeling she's gonna die.
I think she's supposed to be like another character that they just kind of mixed together instead of bringing the actual character in. They just made a new character and mixed her with somebody else. But
Well, you saw that scene where Harold was talking to her about her father's death and said that Mark was kind of covering stuff up. But that's when I think Bushman's going to show up, like I talked about last episode. Bushman was one of the other mercenaries who killed Layla, but in the comics, her name is Marlene, her dad. And I think they're going to talk about how he was partners with him at one point before, you know, they turned on her dad. But then he's going to mention how he cut off his face. And he's supposed to be super brutal, though, as Moon Knight. That's what's crazy about it. He's supposed to be known for like carving crescent moons in people's foreheads and cutting off their faces and shit like that. So we're going to see some shit in this episode. And I think Stephen Grant's going to be maybe the person that keeps it more Disney for us and tries to keep him from doing all the harsh shit he does in the comics and killing people like he does as much. But I hope
I feel like they should start going in that route, because it's like they about to bring Daredevil into this shit, and they said they're gonna let him stay R-rated, even though it's gonna be part of Disney. So
and Deadpool's already R-rated.
Yeah, so they should go ahead and just start bringing that aspect a little bit in and stop being so, well, for lack of better words, Disney.
Yeah, I feel it. But yeah, we were talking about it a little bit before this episode. It was a lot happened, but at the same time, a lot didn't happen. All that really happened, we found out that the Scarab had no purpose, that they were trying to get the first 2 episodes. There was a hidden sarcophagus that was sold on the black market. I guess it was a hidden kind of like map in a sarcophagus that was sold on the black market. So they had to go find it. And most of the episode was them finding the sarcophagus. This guy, Sebastian, who I feel like is just going to be a throwaway character who we're never going to see again. The Sebastian guy.
On the horse?
No. I was wondering why they had horses out there for anyways. Horses throwing spears. What the fuck was that about? That was a setup.
That guy was the guy who was in charge of that organization was doing it. He said, I guess for training. I don't know.
Yeah,
but actually, that guy actually passed away a couple months ago.
Really?
Yeah, the one who played the leader of the organization.
Wow.
The one, yeah, that's why he's actually a real character from the comic. He's like a smuggler, like villain smuggler dude. And I forgot what his name is. Like, I forgot what it is, but
Sebastian.
No. I mean his actual like villain name.
Okay.
But yeah, so now they're trying to figure out people are asking what's gonna happen with that character, because he was potentially, I guess, gonna have a bigger role in it. But since he actually died skiing, I think in January, they don't know what they're gonna do with that. Pretty much.
I remember that. I remember posting that shit on Instagram, actually.
Yeah, he was the guy that played. He played Hannibal. That's what it was, young Hannibal. Yeah,
that's great.
So now, I mean, when last you saw him was he got hit with that damn boomerang thing, batarang. Moonerang.
That was in his neck, bro. He don't look like he gonna make it.
Nah, he hit him in his back. Remember he was riding away on the horse? Yeah, he was riding away on that horse.
Oh, okay. Somebody got hit in the face.
A couple people got hit in the face, but like Sebastian was the last one there. He's the one that knocked her down, and like that's when Moon Knight was like getting pinned down by all them dudes. And then
the super sprint.
He got up and fucked everybody up, and then dude was riding away on the horse, and that's when he hit him with the moonerang or batter, whatever you call that damn thing. Yes,
crescent, crescenti,
the crescent batarang. Yeah,
the crescent thing. Yeah, but yeah, and then they had to fucking, I don't know what they had to do to try to get to the night to where the stars were aligned the right way.
Oh yeah, that shit where like
changing the days.
Yeah, so basically, it looked like he just turned back however many years it was to when that night was that fucking map was made, so they could figure out, you know, I don't. They didn't really explain it. It made no fucking sense what they were doing, but
because they would have caused hella tsunamis and shit.
You would think, yeah, but somehow they did this shit. It caused him to get encased in stone. Khonshu being him, and before he got encased in stone while they were doing it, he told him, it was like, when I get encased in stone, make sure that Mark gets me out or whatever, sets me free.
Yeah.
So apparently he has some kind of trust in Mark.
Yeah.
Because when he was doing it, he had to do it with Steven Grant because he was the person who figured out the actual like map and how it
hmm
worked.
hmm
But I don't know how like the timing was just like so perfect. Like as soon as he figures out the actual map and he tells them to look inside the sarcophagus because they were about to, somehow for some reason they got mad at him for touching it, and then guns were drawn. I don't understand that conflict. Why
Yeah, I
that
don't know why
happened?
that happened either.
It was like
I don't,
he was just touching it. I don't know.
I don't even know what Harrow did when he came. He was showing them his powers and he just
Yeah,
crushed it.
but he did it to exactly. But how did he know that they were there at that exact moment and they had figured it
Yeah,
out at that exact time and he showed up at that exact second?
yeah.
Was no, it was
It was too much.
too much exactly.
Yeah,
But then he destroyed it. And like, if this guy is this leader of this big organization, and this guy comes in saying, "Oh, I can offer you these powers," and all he does is destroy something of yours that's valuable that you
right,
actually have sentimental value for, you're just gonna let him leave without fucking him up?
right.
Because they were more concerned with Mark Spector. I don't get it.
Yeah. And yeah, he put a gun to him, asking him what he was doing, and he took the gun from you for putting the gun to his head. What do you expect him to do?
Yeah,
That was wild.
exactly.
Yeah, but also something else happened that was kind of weird though. Oh yeah, because they said, you said, how did he change the stone right after it happened? Because they said if you mess with the sun, because he made it. Remember, he made that eclipse, and he was like,
Uh-huh.
if you mess with the stars or the sky again, we'll
Yeah,
encase you in
in
stone.
stone. Yeah.
So right when they saw that he was doing that shit, they started turning his ass to stone. But it seemed like one of the guys were in cahoots with Harrow to try to get him met out, which was kind of fucked up in the beginning because he tried to plead his case to the court, and he was one of the main ones that was going against what Conchu was saying. But if he's in cahoots
Yeah.
with Harrow, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it would be
But
fucked up. It might be,
yeah,
but
he
I,
definitely
I,
is.
I want to know which guys are who because
Exactly, and what they can
they
do.
said all the names. Yeah, they said all the names, but didn't like relate which avatar is which god.
Mhm.
So I'm assuming the guy talking had to be Osiris because I think Osiris is Horus's father, and he was the one that was killed and like cut into pieces, and his body was put all over the place. And then Horus was the son who pretty much is like it's like Jesus, pretty much. Osiris was God, was killed. Horus was supposed to be the rebirth of Osiris. So basically, Horus is supposed to be Osiris. So since they had both Osiris and Horus there, I'm assuming that since Osiris was the original god, he was the leader. So that's the guy who was talking. That's what my assumption was, but
Hey,
who
sounds good
knows?
to me. Sounds good to me. But
Yeah.
yeah, how'd you like the third episode? Is it the best of all so far? Are you expecting it to end with a bang? Is it where you expected it to be in a 6 episode series?
Yeah, I feel like every episode they're starting to show more of Moon Knight actually and more action. So I'm hoping that as they keep up that to where you actually get to see more and more action as the show goes on to maybe the sixth episode is just action packed to the fullest.
Mhm.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for more. Like they're showing like a little bit of what Moon Knight can do, but they're not really going into any kind of depth of what Moon Knight can do other than
Right.
he can heal now and he can punch and he can float with his crescent shaped cape
Cape,
and
yeah.
throw batarangs. So
And reflect bullets from it.
yeah, that's nothing. Did he like literally throw them back and like was that like killing them or what the fuck was that? Just hurting them? I don't know what's going
It
on with that
killed
when
him.
he.
It killed him.
That's what I'm assuming. Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe that the cape is made out of something that it works similar to Black Panther's suit where it
hmm
can reflect. I don't know.
Kinetic energy and shit
Reflect
like
the
that.
yeah. But
Hmm.
who knows? Because I mean,
Mm.
like you said in the comic, he makes a lot of his stuff, including his
Right.
suit, doesn't he?
hmm
He just gets the healing power from Khonshu, I guess.
Right. So yeah, we're also waiting to see Frenchie, his best friend. That's who usually helps him make the gadgets as well. So
So
we're
well, here they're making it seem like the suit is his. It's like
right.
Khonshu. I mean, it's Khonshu.
Right. Yeah. But he mentioned it was kind of like armor. But we'll see if more weapons come to be and more vehicles and stuff come to be. We're due for one flashback episode. We haven't gotten one yet. The origin story of how he became, when we met the Bushmen and when he got put under the statue of Khonshu to become Moon Knight. So I think we're due for one of those episodes. I thought it was gonna be episode 3, but I'm sure that shit's gonna come up as a filler, probably this next episode, and then we'll go out with the bang 5 and 6. So
Maybe.
yeah, I think we're going out with a bang, but I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far. I'm about to get me a pop to add to this collection. You see how high it's going on my anime side? I just got a fucking why am I forgetting his name? My Hero Academia. Deku. I got
Deku.
Yeah, I got one of him. My anime site is getting crazy. I'm about to order a Static Shock. She's gonna get wild. Static Shock is hella dope. And I just got Killmonger from What If when he became Ultron.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so they got some cool ones they're dropping. So I keep like copping them and seeing what I can find. But this is the end of the. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna tell you. Have you watched that Attack on Titans at all?
Attack on Titans. I'm still in season 2.
Oh, you gotta catch up. This shit is. I actually started watching the last season. That shit is epic as fuck so far.
Yeah, that's season 5, 4.
Yeah, I think it's 5. I'm not sure though.
Okay, I'm gonna catch up. I'm for sure gonna do some anime watching this weekend, especially after dropping this last anime episode. It got me juiced and ready to watch some episodes. Go watch that. Listen to that, by the way, Best of Bias listeners, if you haven't yet. But yeah, my opinions on the show is I'm ready for more. I can't wait. This is probably my favorite thus far. Oscar Isaac is going up the list as one of my favorite actors right now, just for the role that he's putting on, being able to split personalities. If Jake Lockley has a different,
especially his Kanchu,
right?
The way he was yelling and his body
that shit was kind of epic. Yeah, and if Jake Lockley has another like a Scottish accent or a different accent or some shit like that, I'm gonna fucking go nuts and give this guy the Emmy myself. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. More shit to come. This is the part of the episode where I like to let people know where to find you. We made it to the end here. AKA what you got.
Akio Young Instagram.
Akio?
Yeah, AKIO Young. You know what it is?
Okay. Yeah.
It's Akio.
I thought you said Akio, like an AT.
Oh no.
Anyways, go ahead.
But anyways, yeah, that's my IG. Look up Pretty Ugly on any music platform. That's my brother, but I got an album on there with like 5 or 6 songs, I think it is, called Said and Done. Check that out. Other than that, yeah, chilling.
Even though they got us demonetized on our last video and shit.
I gotta figure out how to do that, because I mean they are copywritten.
So I think you guys have to give permission to people to use it. So once you put it on that shit, you guys got to learn how to get the gift permissions. But also, it was one video segment too that was demonetized. It was like one of the anime clips you put in there. But I mean, if you can still view it, it still, that's fine.
Yeah, I can. But that was probably the Demon Slayer one, because
okay,
it was a dope ass fight scene from Demon Slayer movie. But it wasn't super long or nothing like that. But yeah, it was like a bunch of clips on there, dude. I put a shit ton of clips in that video.
Oh no, it was mostly the shit that got pinged was four times your songs. There's 4 different songs. And what's actually also dope though is when you put the songs in the videos, it actually displays the songs on the bottom of YouTube, and it gives the links to Apple Music.
Oh, it does. I didn't notice that.
Okay. Yeah, when I pulled it up on my phone, I scrolled to the bottom of the video and it said songs that were in the episode. It had your 3 songs, who it was by, and a link to Apple Music.
That's dope.
It was pretty clean.
Yeah.
But yeah, check that out if you want to get some music and download some music, because technology is making that shit more accessible. So go check that out. Said and Done by PC. You know what I mean? But you know where to find me at. It's your boy SAC_Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. Best of Bias, which is the most important. If you want to find the Best of Bias, you can check us out on Instagram, YouTube under the same name. You can check out the website as well. I'm getting a bunch of emails on the website. It's kind of crazy right now. Checking out older episodes. Don't forget to check out our older episodes. I haven't mentioned that in a while. The Best of Bias podcast on any podcast platform. You can find episodes 1 through 100. And then the Best of Bias podcast, you can find episodes 100, 101 through what we have right now. This is episode 110. Can you believe we at episode 110 already? But yeah, more merch on the way. Got a bunch of new hats. You know the spill. Hit me up if you want to get a hat. You know the deal. And AKA, I forgot. Goddamn. I'm gonna go ahead and send out
2 beanies now. I'll play.
I was saying, I owe you a couple. Yeah, you got to start throwing some on. I do owe you a beanie, so I'm gonna try to get somebody to send that out. If not somebody, I'll send it out on Saturday for sure, because I'll be working hella early. But yeah, if you want anything, hit me up on the DMs, hit me up on the website. Got plenty of merch. New shirts coming soon. You know we've been talking about the anime, so some anime drops coming soon, and you're gonna love it. I'm telling you right now. We pushing this anime P all the way to the hut. So yeah, check out the NBA playoffs coming soon. Play-in tournament just ended, or actually a couple more games left for the 8 seeds in each conference, but the playoffs are starting real soon. We got Nuggets versus the Warriors first round. You know what I'm saying? Very, very excited about that. Hope the Nuggets can, come out on top while Steph Curry's a little hampered with a foot injury. But we're going to see what happens. Hopefully Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. comes back. But all in all, it's all love. I'm happy everybody made it here for a Moon Knight and pop culture review. AKA, you got anything else for the fans?
Stay black.
Stay black. We staying black again. But if you're not black, stay whatever you are, because whatever that is, that's beautiful too. Hey, man, thank you for being here. Subscribe, like, follow, hit that bell so you know when to find us. You know when we dropping. We got to get some live. We got to start recording live sometime soon. So we need to experiment with that sometime soon. Live on YouTube or live on Instagram or some shit like that so people can really see how we rocking. We're going to set that up. But yeah, it's the Best of Bias podcast. And where the hell is my theme song at?
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
You are now listening to the Best of Bias podcast.